cool. And then I'll share the screen. This one. Can you guys see that? Well, Megan, you shouldn't really see this, but
Yep.
You can just listen.
Yeah, I can definitely see it.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. All right, so I'll just shift this over here. So why I thought I sort of settled on this tonight was because we're almost at the end of the year. So we got October, November, December. So basically 3 months till the end of the year. And it's always a good time to either set goals or make sure you finish off the ones that you have actually planned. Even though like fucking the world's gone to shit and, you know, like we can still work on what we're doing. So basically tonight I'm going to talk about how to crush your goals, how to define them, how to set them, and then basically how to... I want you to get up. So to make it through for and he had training. It was he was running into that dark place through and keep going to it. Things that no, so really cool.
Probably there's yeah. Steering is not easy. So yeah, some of the only 300 on them. Yeah.
I have a really clear understanding to go, but even clearer understanding to get there. Mountain pebbles, you know, little every single day. The wake up, the start work, the food, you know, all those little. They're what actual goals once done. Ways that, but times that I missed out to do is because I wasn't what I had to do. Almost to say that go and achieve that. Self is so it happens on absolutely got improve. So sometimes the game wasn't in skills, knowledge. There's no way to lose you. Wait, you've done a Megan like a little tally along the way, a little bit of experience from me. Yeah, and then you
give up in your brain.
Yeah. And you can only go instead of like what this experience. What can I, you know, each train. What can I take out of everything that I go to? Taking what you learn and adding that to your process. It really, when you focus, you're always, and it's just a matter of time of like, if you know you're hitting every little thing along, it's much more likely improving of achieving that. And sometimes it's about the process as you know that those that you need to know. You're always going to find like my training's really good, my gear's going right, you get guys a month nervous. Okay, fuck, I do this. Let's work out it's where our advantage being something that you go forward. And that's why, like, you know, someone like Brian, he's there practicing thousands. I've been and they, like, looking to, and then a long way, more proving those things. How you going, Daniel?
Yeah, good, bro.
How's your week been?
No, good. Just fucking cruising, really.
Yes.
Not full days, but
yeah. Yeah, we're just going over goal setting, bro, and sort of the process of. So, cool. Once you're on the should tell you all ties, you know, on could be that rugby player have done that tell whatever your career of known as, and what are those that you got to do along the way, and then each tell us your goals to achieve. For example, like okay, the has so once you've set out your goals and you got microscope you put in place, make them real. There's a couple I've played around with a few different ways where some put it out to all your friends, pressure on people as well. It's like when you put it, people watching what I've got to do to make it happen, you know, and that's a real cool way to do it. Another way to make them real and visible is a vision board, and this is something I've for quite a long time. Is you do pictures a whole the dojo if you want, just you can take it. And it might be just like a life goal in your home. And you could have a goal to your atelier, you could have a family doing, you could have a picture of why, it could be that picture of achieving was actually going to help. It could be that it's going to a certificate, or it could be a house, or it could be, you know, it could be just a heap of things and you can actually see it every single day, because when we put it in our conscious, it's real power ourselves of what we, you know, we can always get inspired by that, and it can be just that little bit of extra motivation we need to get up and get it done. So making them is, and you can even put on your phone, you know, it could be a little daily reminder. See that on there? This thing on there, like his video of him not eating a chocolate. Mum put it in front of him and said, "You're not allowed to eat it till I come." I didn't eat a day for like 5 minutes. So I was like, I wish I had done of this boy. But just that little reminder myself that I am working towards. It's going to record it. I've obviously got it as well. So having something that you're going to see all the time is a cool one. You can have it on like those little CES signs. You know, you can have it on your handpiece, on your we see it, but put it somewhere that you can see it every day. Doesn't have to be really public. I have my computer and on my phone, which is cool. So now that we our goals, set them, do shit. So the thing is like when we're trying to do stuff that is not normal, okay, and so like doing things that are like, you know, breaking world records, trying to be the best at something, or you know, like paying off a house, paying cash for a house or something like that. You know, these not do. We need we do that stuff and what of our control and really on what we can and not and knowing that things are going to be out of our control. It's how we react to that. So right now, like obviously, we can't fucking fly anywhere in the world, so that's put like a real hold on all the world records, which is a real shame. But you know, like, there's still things that you can do, and it's like you can still prepare, still get yourself in the best possible shape, because you never know. Next month they might say, "Hey, they're all figured out a way of shape." You keep focusing on the process instead of focusing on shit. The world record now because you know COVID's here, the outcome's gone. It's like if you keep going back to that process, keep focusing on that. You know, at least you're really prepared, and then you can still have a good crack anyway and gain some more experience. Because in the end, that's what it's about. It's about gaining that experience, gaining that knowledge, gaining what you need to eventually reach your outcome. So when everything does go to shit, what you can do is take a bit of time to reflect. And so I mean by that, like, quite often, you know, like something out of our control, we either respond or react. And it's something that I've probably been needed to work on quite a lot is say something's out of my control, I'll respond, I'll react, and it'll be like, bang, you know, you just go into that sort of monkey brain where you don't really think and you just react to it, rather than taking your time and actually responding to the situation by taking that time just to reflect. And that's a really massive key. Because if you're reacting, you're not in control of yourself. But if you take the time to respond, generally the outcome is going to be a lot better because you've actually put a bit of thought into it, and then you can go about, you know, going back to the process. And then also too, like take the time to reflect, because sometimes like goals don't happen. You know, like you might do everything you possibly can, and you just might, you know, something completely out of your control happens, and you know it just doesn't happen for some reason. So what you can do on that is take the time to reflect and be like, okay, what happened along the way that, you know, we could have done better? What can we do better next time? You know, how can we stop this thing that was out of our control from happening next time? And also just take the time to sort of, you know, reflect on yourself and think about how far you've come as well, which is pretty cool. Then as always, just go back to your why. Like when I did my burpee world record attempts, like I had fucking so much shit going on, and I remember reaching out to Stacey. I was like, bro, I don't think I can do this. Hey, like I've got just too much on. And he actually said to me, he's like, bro, just think about why you're doing this. And so I did, and like I was like, no matter what, I'm going to stick out the process, and like whatever happens, happens. It was actually a really good lesson because things always come up. So if you can always go back to the reason why you're doing it and keep focusing on that, it's always going to keep you on track. You know, even if you go off track, you'll come back, which is really, really cool. Next part is just like balance out to zero. So, you know, generally when things go wrong, we feel like shit. We're a bit sad. You know, we get frustrated, but just take that time to go and chill, and take that time to balance out to zero. You know, it might take a day, it might take a week, but just give yourself that time to know that, okay, it didn't quite happen this time, but the next time we're going to go again, and just give yourself that time to reset. Then what you do is go back, start the process again. So take your telescope goal. Do you need to adjust the telescope goal? So you might need to adjust how long that's going to take. So for example, like if your world record isn't going to happen this year, it's like, okay, this year, what do? Do we do a practice run, give it everything we fucking can, take what we can learn from that, and then set the telescope goal again for next year when we're going to be even better and just smash it even more, you know? And it's just about resetting and adjusting the time frames. And then just once again resetting the microscope goals along the way of how can you improve every single time. And then it's also like, it's a little bit of a mindset shift of like, do you see this as an opportunity or as an adversity? You know, is it something that's going to stop you, you're going to give up? Or is it something that you can say, hey, there's actually a couple of lessons in this. Maybe we can take something and be even better for next time, you know? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So from that, like, I'd really like to sort of hear your thoughts, guys, on like when you've set goals before, like how do you go about setting them?
Writing them down.
Yep, where do you write them, man?
I generally just chuck them down on a piece of paper, really.
Yes.
No real particular, and then I generally I often do like a mind storm, like write it out, and then I just draw like branches off it, and then draw shit around it. You know,
Yeah,
process
cool.
and what I think I might have to do.
Yep.
And then I'll go through and maybe consolidate from there.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Do you sort of like have a team around that as well, or
No, not.
just sort of with yourself?
Yeah, sort of with myself. Well, because basically I don't have a huge amount of outside. Like I've got a few mates and stuff, but I don't have a huge amount of sport as well. So
Yeah.
as such, so I just tend to get on with shit myself, really.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that can be really helpful, man. And that's, I guess, just including, like, you don't have to have a million people, but just one or two people that, you know, you can talk to about your goals and stuff is pretty handy as well.
Yeah, well, I always talk to the sharing contractor's pretty good at blooming, you know, talking to us and seeing how we're going on par and if we have any goals at the start of the season, whether, you know, because often I'm not alone. There's quite a few of us that will have various goals within it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
who are you working for, man?
I work for Jerome Thomas.
Where's he?
Taiapi.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. What about you, Megan? When did you when you first set, you know, your goal of sharing 400, what sort of brought about that?
I've never written it down. It's always been in my head.
Yep.
And I just did, my contractor said, you'll do 400 tomorrow. So I just said, well, I have to do it now because if someone tells me I can't or do something or I have to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, fucking awesome. That's cool. Yeah, no, that's cool, and it's quite often like those ones that we do sit in our head and they're almost unexpected. It's like, okay, let's fucking go away. That's pretty massive.
I've got a pretty strong mind, but
what was that, sorry?
I've got a pretty strong mindset.
Yeah.
Which helps.
Where do you reckon that comes from?
Maybe my mother and father, they've been very hard workers, and well, Dad had always wanted to be farming, and he had nothing, and he's sure to farm where he is now. And I don't know, Dad's a very good influence on me. He just makes me want to be better and better.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very talented. He's very talented, and he's good at everything he does. And yeah, he's won the Hogget competition with his ewes, and he was the top AI assistant. Top AI for AI and cows. He was the top in New Zealand, top percentage of getting them in calf. He's a very good dog trialist. He's very good. He's good at everything he does. So
yeah,
I suppose he makes me want to be a better person.
Yeah,
well, be the best I can be.
Yeah. Do you see any limits on yourself, or is it pretty much just keep going?
keep going until I've got I've got this 700. But my main goal is I want to be farming myself. I was farming before I was shearing.
Yeah.
So yes, to save money is my goal after I've done the 700. I still want to be shearing, but
Yeah.
obviously not for my whole life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's real cool. It's real cool how it all lines up, eh? Like even doing something like a 700, it's the same mindset of saving for a farm, you know. It's requires discipline, requires fucking hard work, and it's just like setting yourself your targets on something big, eh? Which is cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I'll just keep it in my head too, really.
Yep.
I set a goal last year to buy a house, and I'm moving into it next week. So.
Okay. Congrats, man.
No, cheers, bro. And sort of with that, I want to do 400 on you, so.
Yep.
We'll work towards that.
Yeah, awesome.
Start down, but...
Yeah. I'm going to set that as your challenge, guys, is just to write it out somewhere and make it a bit more visual. And just get something that looks cool to you or something that means something to you, so you can have either that daily reminder of your goal or just literally putting it written out on a piece of paper in your room, on your fridge, you know, just something like that. Something that sort of just makes it a bit more, I guess, real, even though it's like super, super clear in your head. Sometimes just putting it down just gives it that extra little edge, and it's something that's really cool. Sweet, guys. Or do you have any questions on those?
Nope.
On any of that? Yeah, cool, guys. Well, I might leave it there for tonight, but yeah, bloody, like, you guys are fucking killing it, eh? It's been real awesome to see, like, everyone just get after it, and just never put limits on what you can do. Like, I've always found that every time you get to like a level, it's really hard to get there. And then when you get there, you're like, oh, it wasn't actually that hard. And then you find there's like another level there. And then you're like, that was fucking hard to get here. And then it's like, there's always those little, like, always the microscope goals. It's essentially about working out these. And once you sort of work out that for the next goal you want to achieve, you'll just find, like, it's just the same process over and over again. You know, you set your goal, you work out your microscope goals, and you just keep ticking them off day by day, keep going after it. And then when everything goes to shit, you know, you just go back to the plan, you reach out to your friends and family, reconnect to your why, and then just pretty much go hard and just keep going hard, which is real cool. Sweet, guys. Well, I'll catch up with you later on, but cheers for jumping on, and I'll chat to you soon, eh?
Sweet.
Thanks, bro.
Guys, have a good night, eh?